What up, my Zillions? Welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys, and today I have a review of the Neca Godzilla King of the Monsters, Rodan. And let me get this out of the way right away. It is a mixed bag. I was hoping to really love this piece. I saw it at Toy Fair for the first time in person, and man, I was just like, this looks incredible. I mean, having the Neca stuff and the SH Monster Art stuff, you know, close to each other, I was able to go back and forth and look at them, and I really thought the Neca stuff looked way better at the time. But, you know, I think the Mothra turned out pretty good. The Godzilla, yeah, the Godzilla, less to be said about that, the better. But this one was gonna be the one, you know, the one to really do it. And well, I feel it's awesome that NECA's finally doing other monsters, and I will be getting them because they are, in their own way, very cool to have, especially at the price point. Always have to say that. It's very good to have articulated monsters here. I don't know, there's stuff about this one that I just don't like, so I'm gonna stop talking here for the intro and we're gonna just get into it. So let's start out with the accessories. We have this rod that holds up Rodan here. It's a little awkward the way you kind of place Rodan into it. I haven't found the exact sweet spot per se. I'm guessing it goes like that. This, you know, but you know, there is a little groove in Rodan right there. And there's a little groove there, so I'm thinking, and it's funny, I like playing around with this yesterday. I didn't really, that's it. There you go, I found a sweet spot. Much better light today. I'm, you know, filming this on a Sunday morning. And yeah, I could definitely, it holds. So hey, points there. But this is definitely not the problem. I do like this. And we get this cool fireball, which is a really nice effect part. I dig that. It looks very good. You know, the paint on there looks good. You know, some nice brushwork on there, which is nice. It's on this translucent plastic, and then, you know, you got the different colors up here with the reds, the, you know, darker yellows, and this like dark, you know, kind of blackish gray. So it really adds to, you know, that's really big smoke effect. So that's pretty cool. Put that down for a second. And we'll bring up the base here, which for some reason was hard to pick up. Very nice. Dig that. I guess this is the facility where they were monitoring Rodan. I really don't remember. I've only seen the movie once. I've been meaning to go back to see it again, especially because that first time I saw it, and I love the movie, but I was dealing with like some pretty bad headaches that weekend, so it was just like, oof, not great. But this looks really cool. There's like some silver bits in there, and some wash in there, so that's very nice. And then the outside volcano piece here looks really good as well. I like it, you know. The bases have been cool, though. The base that came with Mothra was very nice, and this is very nice. This kind of hollow plastic, but for our base, it really works. This is really nice. So it look, you know, the rockiness of it looks good, and the two-tonedness of it good. So very nicely painted there. So that's cool. So you take this thing, and you can see that there's a hole there and a peg there, and you really want to make sure it's the right shape, because then you're gonna mess up the hole. Get it in the right way, if I could find it. All right, there we go. That's how that goes in, and then you take this and you pop it in there, so you have a nice three-piece little base there. And now that we know how Rodan goes on there, it's even better. So, I mean, look, I could say this right now, and, you know, without even like going further with Rodan, that looks nice. That's gonna look nice on the shelf, and I have no problem with it because I'll probably be looking at it for the most part from this distance. And this is something we'll talk about in Final Thoughts too, because, you know, as bleak as my opening sounded, there is positives to take away from it. The cool thing, and for me, unexpected, I guess I wasn't paying attention, is the alternate Rodan head. Now, I've mostly seen it with this, but for some reason, and I know what the reason is, is the way they made this, it makes it look like there's a jawline there. Like, there is a jawline there, but it looks like it's a cut. And I always thought it was just one head with the, you know, that the mouth opened up. So what you do get is a open mouth Rodan head and a closed mouth Rodan head. And this looks pretty nice. I like this one. I do like this one more than the other one. We'll look at the other one as well shortly. This one is pretty cool. The eyes are done well, you know. The paint looks pretty good, if not a bit dark for my taste. It's like this dark gray with a, you know, the little reds thrown in there. But it's mostly dark. But the sculpt work is very nice for sure. I do dig it. You see a little tongue in there, if you could see it. The horns look good. So you take this guy right here, and be careful. It's like it is a straight-ish peg with just a little bit of a thing on it. But there you go. So it's got a little bit of a peg on there. Very, very small. And then you would pop that in. I don't know how good it's in there right now. Probably not so good. And that's how Rodan looks. And this is, without a doubt, a much better look. And probably the way I will display it. Because at least it's a little bit different. His head's not completely on. And that's fine, because I do want to heat this up a little more. So that looks pretty good for sure. So all this is positive. What's going on? Okay, look. Let's talk about the negatives here. First off, right out of the package, this hand came off, right? If you watched my unboxing, when I pulled it out, this part got stuck a little bit, and I pulled it out a little bit. Now, I'm not the only person, though, that's reporting either breaks or this coming out. This is stuff I've seen already, you know, with this figure. So I'm not sure if it's all on the same side, if there's something weak with that one or not. I have no problem with this, but this is not all the way in. What happened here, what I saw, and why it came out so easily, and it's, you can see, it comes out. It was really stuck inside. The way they packed this, it's really stuck inside that plastic. So be careful. Don't try to jam it out. Of course, when I'm doing stuff, and I think his head fell off again. Her head, his head. I don't know. Is Rodan a girl or boy? I have no idea. I'll call him a him. He is the, as someone said, the Starscream of the Monsterverse. So here, what happened is when I pulled it out, it shredded just a little bit in there. The peg didn't break, which is a good thing. It shredded just a little bit in there. I don't know if you could tell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little super glue in there, and then the way to use super glue and not have it stick all the way is you stick it in. And this is how I fixed Mothra's wing as well, which is very floppy. Stick it in, make sure the pin is all the way through, and then just keep working it. So what that's going to do is going to just create a nice little layer in there without completely sticking. So there's a little tip for you guys if you didn't know that. I feel personally that it works better than the floor polish because it's glue. So the other problem was that this pin, see how easy it comes through? It was all the way through this way. So it wasn't, and that might be the problem overall, but I am hearing people breaking this outright. So that's a problem. I didn't have that problem, so I can't really speak to it completely. If you're having that problem, or if you know of people having that problem, you know, chime in down below. But that's the problem there. So what I've been doing, at least for now, because I don't have my super glue here, and obviously I'm filming in the apartment. I'm not at my regular desk, but I like how I set this up. I brought this up here. It's been a whole weekend of me and Ultrazilla Jr., who's in the other room right now. So I have this tool. It's a nice little Japanese tool thing here that my wife gave me, which is nice, made in Japan. So good stuff, very heavy. And what this does is for stuff like this, it's for like, it's made for like tightening like plastic pieces together or whatever, pushing these pins through. So, you know, without like destroying everything else. I've been using it for models and stuff, so it's just very good. So I've been taking this and I've been just kind of pushing it together, making sure to pin in there, and it helps out. But it's not. It's still easily coming out because the pin is getting loose. So I'm definitely gonna do that. You know, the little fix I was talking about. So there you have it. That's probably the biggest problem here, is that as far as like breakage and stuff. Except this is the other thing we're gonna talk about. I do not like the material, the plastic they use for these wings at all. They feel so brittle. I am very scared that these are just, you know, like one fall off that stand and these are shattering. You hear that? You know, that does not sound good, nor does it feel good. And this is already coming out again, so that's annoying. So yeah, it does not feel good, guys. I'm not sure why. I would have rather have gone with like more of a rubbery material here. This just feels like very brittle plastic, especially at these edges. It's just the wings. It's just scary, you know. Like oh man, this is not gonna be good. So that to me is no bueno. You might feel differently. You might like this feel. I do not. So that out of the way, let's take a break. 2 sips of coffee later, and this guy kind of looks like coffee. And that's probably the next thing I want to talk about. Let's talk about it in total, though. As far as the looks goes, overall, I feel like personally this guy is painted too darkly. Godzilla was painted too light. Rodan to me is painted too dark. Whether or not that's right or not, I don't know. But for my aesthetic, you know, this is the difference. And this is, if you're new to this channel, this is the difference between me and other reviewers. I don't care about accuracy. That doesn't really do much for me. It's all about how the piece looks to me personally. Because you're here for my opinion overall if you're a regular subscriber. And please subscribe because I am giving away an SH Mothra Godzilla 2019 as soon as I hit 5,000 subscribers. Plug. So, you know, like, especially with the face here and this face, I want to see the details more. And while you can see them, you know, the fact that it's so darkly painted, you know, makes it a little tougher. Like, this side is very hard completely. You see the details, but even the eye is not painted prominently. On this side it is. This side's way better. The face is painted better. The eye is painted better. And overall, obviously, the sculpt is good. The sculpt is good. I mean, Neca does great sculpts. There's no doubt about that. I have no, you know, like, never saying that. There's a reason why I still buy their stuff, and it isn't just because they do Godzilla stuff. It's because I buy other stuff of theirs. I just think their sculpts are great. You know, again, for the price point, probably sculpt-wise, they are the best on the market, hands down. I'm not gonna, definitely, I'm gonna give them that. And the paint does look good. It's just dark. The details are very good, as you can see throughout the wings. Lots of detail here. You know, you got the edges that are more light, which is more accurate. But again, I just feel like in my head, I feel like Rodan in total, you saw more red throughout than we see here. And I'm talking red, you know, like, yeah. Now, then you got these yellow flecks. I don't love them. You know, they just look like little flecked on, but sometimes it's just kind of hard to do stuff like that. We've seen it before with other figures from other companies. It's just, you know, bloop, bloop, bloop. It doesn't do much for me. You know, I almost wish they weren't there, the yellow stuff. You see it a lot in the Jurassic World line, you know, so, The back here looks fantastic, really great sculpt. I like it all going down to the tail here. And I do like how all this comes together. It is kind of nice, makes a nice shape there. The back of the wings looks good all throughout. The hands look nice. I like that. Very nicely done. Both sides, they look good. They're just black, you know, very little red. You see the red underneath, but I wish it was just more prominent, you know? That's what's cool about this Rodan. This almost has like a classic Rodan look in a way. You know what I'm saying? Especially in certain angles and certain light, it almost has that classic look to it. You know what I'm saying? And again, accuracy is fine. I don't know if it was that accurate. Like I said, in my mind's eye, I see more red. It could be that poster that really does it for me, but I don't know. The tail on the side looks good. The little legs in front, they look alright. You know, they're not bad. The chest looks fine. You know, you can see the details, and that's pretty good. I don't really see much paint there except for that dark gray. But it's fine enough. Overall, the sculpt is very, very good. The paint is good, but I just feel like I don't know. I don't love it. I mean, this might be one that grows on me more down the line, but for now, that's how I feel. I feel like it's a bit dark for what I want out of this particular Rodan. Articulation. You have that joint you saw at the head. You can move it well. This wants to come out again. The neck can go back and forth a bit, rotates. There is no joint here at the abs or anything. I know some folks have been asking about that. There is not. The legs move a little bit outwards and back and forth. Nothing else there. I'm going to try to focus on this side because of, you know, the obvious thing there. You have a hinge at the shoulder here. You can see. Can you rotate it? You can rotate it a bit, I think. Yeah, you can rotate it you could rotate it more than a bit. So that's good. So I could do his, like, bowing pose, you know, spoilers there. And then you have the hinge that you know, the problematic hinge on that side that we have there. So that's pretty cool. That is all the articulation. It's not a ton, but it works. You know, the best part about it is, you know, being able to do that, but I feel like I wish his legs were a little bigger because it just doesn't work. I mean, it could work like that. But his feeties are not on the ground, so meh. You know, that just goes back to the looks department a little bit, and maybe that should have been rethought about a little bit. For your size comparisons, here he is with the Ultra Action Hero Ultraman Belial, the Neca NES Godzilla, the Bandai Movie Monsters series Final Wars Rodan, the Movie Monster series Godzilla 2019, so you could start seeing how this Rodan stacks up to some of the other figures from the line. Here's the Movie Monster series Ghidorah, which is a little bit too small, but actually not our only Ghidorah left in our collection. I thought I saw the other one, but the other one's here, so let's look at that one next. Here is the Jax Ghidorah, which is even smaller than the Movie Monster series one, although the wingspan's pretty big. So yeah, none of these Ghidorahs scale well here. The SH Monsteros probably does, but I won't know because I won't have it until the US release. So patience, my friends, patience, my friends. Sometimes you gotta wait for the best deal, and especially with something that pricey, and you know, for me, that would be the best deal. Here is the Jax Mothra, which is interesting because this was like the smaller scale Mothra, but this is the only Mothra that they needed to make because it's probably right. And I say that because the NECA version isn't too much bigger. Obviously, it's more detailed. It's a very nice piece. These scale pretty well together. These opponents here in the movie. Another, well, spoiler alert, I should have said before, but you know, the movie's been out a little while now, so come on. And here's the Neca Godzilla, and they're fine together. You know, if he looked any better. And it's mostly in the face, the jaw, the eyes. You know, the most important parts. And here's the SH Monsteros version, which I think works a little bit better if you wanted to put Rodan and their Mothra along with this Godzilla, because the Tamashii versions won't be out till later this year. And it's perfectly acceptable. I think it works very, very well. And if I didn't mention it, because I did already, but I'll mention it again, I am giving away one of these guys, brand new in package. All you have to do is subscribe for now, and I will be posting up a giveaway video at 5K subscribers. So hop aboard, get yourself a free SH Monster Arts Godzilla. And last but not least, we have the Jax 6-inch scale Rodan. And here's your comparison video, guys. I'm not doing a comparison video between the two. The Jax wins for me. Slightly less articulation, but I love the way this is painted so much more. You know, he only has this head, but, you know, the closed mouth head, but the character on this is way better, you know, with the red being the more prominent. It just looks more, it has more character to it, you know, and I just like the, you know, that it could stand. They made the feet bigger. They made the tail standable. The way they did the wings upwards like that, it just lend, like, he could do that, you know, easily, and that to me just works better. So I've said it since I reviewed this, but this is one of my favorite figures, you know, of anything that's been released this year. Still holds true. I like the Jax better than the Neca. If you haven't gotten this, I think it's coming out now with a darker paint scheme as well. So maybe this is more accurate. Maybe they're, you know, conceding. But go check it out. That's very, very worth the money for $14.99, which is like at least $10 less than the Neca there. And my final thoughts, and I'll have to talk quick because I don't know how long it's going to stay on there just like that. It's a tough one because overall it looks nice. The base is awesome. I really like that. You know, the sculpt work is very nice, and the paint is overall decent. But it doesn't do it for me as this movie Rodan as much as I hoped. I feel like it's a bit dark, which does muddle the details just a bit, especially on the regular head. You know, it doesn't pop. You know, the alternate head, which I have on right now, not that you can see it well, and I'm not moving it because the arm here is becoming more, the wing is becoming more and more problematic the more I try to just, like, you know, squeeze it together in this review to get this done, and that's not good. So I'm not happy about that. And honestly, I just think the wings are very brittly made. Be very, very careful getting it out of the package. Be very careful how you handle this guy. The perch doesn't stay in as well as you want as well. I haven't mentioned that, but it doesn't. So overall, you know, I've heard some people already say, declare it, oh, this is the best Rodan. It's not. It's not even the best Rodan out yet. I mean, I've said it in the last segment, but for my money, this is way better. It's better made and it looks cooler. That's how I feel. I don't know. I just think it's really a good piece that Jax made. And this is funny because, I mean, Neca, pure Neca fans are always, you know, giving it to the more expensive SH Monster Arts fans, you know, like declaring that their, you know, product of choice is better and it's cheaper. Well, guess what? I'm declaring that the cheaper Jax is better than the Neca. So now you know how it feels, guys. There you go, guys. That's my review. I think it's okay overall. You know, like, you could put it on display, especially with this beautiful base, and be fine with it. This alternate head here with the mouth open does look good, so I'm fine with that. I will give it a, you know, go fixing that wing, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, guys, hope you dug this. Let me know your thoughts below, and if you please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check me out on Instagram and Facebook. Buy me a coffee on Coffee. If you dig what I do, that is a virtual tip jar. All those links are down below. Till next time, peace out, peeps.